Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Coach David Brownlee, and today we're finishing up our 3-part video series on Coach David Brownlee's Top 10 to Win. These are the top 10 things that successful people do to achieve their goals and make their dreams come true. You made it! We're on part 3. We've got our last 3 in our top 10. So let's jump in, okay? First of all, let's do a little recap. We had to get clear on our goals, get super specific, right? Our SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, on a timeline. We had to get clear on our mindset, take control of our state of mind. Number 3, we had to cut out the news. We did a 30-day challenge to cut out the news for 30 days and see if you melt, see what happens, right? If you miss this, all 3 of these are in video part 1, okay? So you can go back to part 1 and check those out. Next, in part 2, we talked about all successful people have a coach or a mentor. So you need to find a coach or a mentor, somebody who's been down the road before you that can help you avoid the pitfalls and grow. And next, fill your mind with positive information and learning. Learning, books, audio tapes, seminars, something to get out there and fill yourself constantly with positive information. And next, take a risk daily. Take a risk daily, because being an entrepreneur or small business owner, you need to be comfortable with taking risks. You need to be okay with that. And finally, invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself to better yourself, whether it's in marketing or whether it's in education or learning something new or getting that new piece of equipment that you know is going to take your business to the next level. You have to be willing to invest in yourself and your business. And if you missed those 4, those are in part 2, video part 2, okay? So that's part 2. So now we're gonna finish up with our last 3, okay? So number 8 is hone your skills. Get better and better and keep getting better and better. The best keep getting better and better. It doesn't matter if you're talking about sports or you're talking about business or you're talking about entertainment, music, anything. You want to get better and better so you can serve your clients better. So you can have more of an impact with your product or service. Okay, you always want to stay hungry. Never settle. Never settle. Whatever it takes to hone your skills, to keep your training going and get better and better, and whatever it is that you're doing, that's going to be super important. Okay, the best of the best do it. And how do you feel when you get better and better? Well, when you get better at what you're doing, your confidence goes up, doesn't it? Yeah. And as your confidence goes up, your competency goes up. And when your competency goes up, now you're serving at a higher level. You're making more of an impact. And when you make more of an impact, your confidence goes up again. And you just keep getting better and better. And it's this cycle. And before you know it, where you started here in your comfort zone, you end up way out here outside of your comfort zone. This is where the juice is. This is where your goals live. This is where your dreams live. And this is where you need to get to. And it's step by step. It all doesn't happen overnight, at least not normally, right? It's taking little steps consistently that are going to help you win. Okay? So that moves us into number 9. You have to measure your results. Measure your results. How are you going to know what's working or not working? Right? When we go back to SMART goals, you need something that's measurable, so that you know, are you moving further away from your goal? Are you staying stagnant? Or are you moving towards your goal? Right? And when you set your goals and you set your strategy on how to get there and your tools and all these different things to get there, if it's not working, you need to be willing to recalibrate when needed. I'll give you an example. When a pilot is flying, I live in San Diego, and when a pilot flies from San Diego to Hawaii, he's off course most of the time. Why? Because he doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know where he's going? No, you've got wind that's happening, right? That's changing and getting the plane off course. There's all types of things that are happening. But the pilot, hopefully, if he's a good pilot, is constantly measuring what's happening. So he's course correcting the whole way, right? Because think about this. If he's off by 1 degree, he can miss the whole island of Hawaii. Right? So we don't want that to happen. No, you're constantly course correcting. What's working? What's keeping me on track towards my goal? Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. So you want to measure your results And then don't be afraid to recalibrate if something's not working, to let it go. And on the same token, when you find something that works, you want to do it consistently. Write that word down, consistently. Because anything you do consistently is going to get you a result, good or bad, right? So if you're doing the wrong things consistently, you're going to get a result that you probably are not looking for. But if you're doing the right things consistently, the things that work, the things that you're measuring, wow, this worked great, we'll do more of that and do it often, right? And sometimes we so often forget that, oh, I tried this thing, it didn't work. Well, maybe you needed to do it more times in order for it to work. Maybe you needed to recalibrate. Does that make sense? Okay, good. And finally, here we come to number 10. This is what highly successful people do. Drum roll, please. Contribute to something or someone bigger than yourself. Contribute to something or someone bigger than yourself. And there's lots of examples of this, especially in your personal life or in your business life, right? So for example, my dad had cancer, and unfortunately he passed away in 2005. He was a great, great man. And as he was going through these things, I saw all the great things that the American Cancer Society did for people who had cancer. And I became very involved, very involved. So I started off by giving some money, on a monthly basis. And then I had a special events company at the time. And they had a great event where there was a 24-hour event. They needed some entertainment, and people were walking around a track for 24 hours. They'd camp out, raising money to fight cancer. And it was just such a great cause, so I became more and more involved, right? And it just felt so good to contribute. And I knew that whatever little piece I can contribute was part of a bigger picture, right? A lot of times we think, well, what could I do? What could I do? Well, one little thing that you contribute to somebody else can send a ripple effect around that will impact that greater good. Okay, and another example is I took a trip to Africa. And I went on a 6-week safari with my sister, and it was great. We had this great experience. But what I found was that there was so much poverty there and so much need that I just had it in my head that I wanted to start a charity one day to help these kids. And education's been huge in my life. So I figured, man, if I could just do something to help children with education in Africa, that would be amazing. And what ended up happening? I came back to LA. I was living in LA at the time, and through a mutual friend, I met somebody, and the two of us, we started a charity for education for a girls' school in Kenya. And it was absolutely amazing. And we were able to give back, and we brought people there, and we helped build a science center for them, and clean water, and electricity, and all these different things. And it just felt so good. And those are big scale things, right? Those are big scale things that you can do. Whatever is calling on your heart to contribute can make a difference. And on the flip side, the small things we can do can make a difference as well. Right? I was getting a bagel the other day, and somebody had come in, a homeless woman, and she wanted a fountain drink, and she thought that this coupon that she had, she could get a free drink. And they said, well, no, that's not our restaurant, that's the restaurant next door. And so she went next door, and I ordered my food, and I was thinking about it, and I said, gosh, I wonder if she's okay. So I just walked next door to go over and talk to her, and she said, no, my coupon doesn't work here either. And it was just on my heart, and I just asked her, I said, hey, would that be okay if I bought you lunch today? And the look in her eyes was absolutely amazing. She looked at me with such gratefulness. She said, really? I said, yeah, I would just like to buy you lunch today. And that's what I did. And it felt so good. And, it was something small for me, but it could have been huge for her. Could have somehow changed the trajectory with her. And in sharing these stories with you, I hope to inspire you to pay it forward to somebody else. What can you do today to contribute to somebody that might change their world or might change their day? Giving somebody a smile, smile on the street, could change somebody's day, could change somebody's life. As dramatic as that sounds, it's true. So that's what I want you to do today, is I invite you to see what you can do today to make a difference in somebody else's life. All right, so let's recap. That was 10. You want to get clear on your purpose, on your goal. You want to take control of your mindset, your state of mind. Cut out the news for 30 days. I'm telling you, you're going to be so productive, it might last even longer than 30 days. Prepare for that. That's a side effect. I didn't bring that up before. Next, find a mentor or a coach, somebody who's been down the road that you're heading on right now, who's been there before, that can help you get there. Somebody who can give you massive accountability and direction and strategies to help get you there. Somebody who can push you. Okay? Next, fill yourself with positive information and learning, and take it to the gym with you on your way to work, and constantly fill yourself with this positive energy and this positive learning and education to better yourself. And next, take a risk daily. As an entrepreneur, we need to build that muscle of taking risk, because you have to be okay with risk as an entrepreneur if you're going to be successful, or anything else you're doing. And next, invest in yourself. Believe in yourself enough to take a chance on yourself. Because if you don't take a chance on yourself, nobody else will. Okay? And next, hone your skills. Get better and better and better every day. Even if you're already an expert at what you do, what can you do today to be even better? And next, measure your results. Measure your results. The more you measure your results, the better results you're going to get. And when you find something that works, do it consistently. Do it consistently, whether it's in your marketing, whether it's in your innovation or your creation. Do it consistently. And finally, contribute to something beyond yourself and to a higher source or a higher you, or for the greater good, however you want to look at it. Contribute and make a difference. I'm Coach David Brownlee. Thank you for joining us. If you missed any part 1 or 2 of the videos, go back and watch the videos, and make sure to post your comments and questions below, and I personally will be addressing those for you. I hope to see you soon, and I'll talk to you then.